Hey guys, what's up? Jedi here, and Season 8 has changed up the loot pool of the game quite a bit. So in today's video, I'm going to be talking about the most important weapon in Fortnite, the shotgun. Shotguns have been a must-have since the first day of the game, and with the exception of a couple drum gun seasons, we don't really like to talk about those, every player has had a shotgun in their ideal inventory. But there's always pretty much been more than one shotgun in the game at a time, which now leads to the question, which one should you be using? Well, I'm going to be attempting to make my best case for each of the three shotguns in the game this season, those being the pump, the lever, and the charge. And yes, if you were wondering, it is pronounced
lever, lever, lever.
Oh yeah, quick note guys, I think I divided this video into sections. I'm not really sure how to do it, but if you're listening to this, I tried, so hopefully you can skip around a little bit and watch some of the later stuff. People tend to click off videos halfway through or something, but I think this entire video is pretty important, so yeah. Anyways, that's enough messing around. Let's go ahead and get right into the guns, starting with the pump. You guys all know this weapon by now, especially since it's the exact same gun that was in the game last season. The pump's always been like the most popular shotgun, and I personally feel like it really exemplifies the way Fortnite's meant to be played. Basically, the pump is your bread and butter. It's a good damage gun that's really nice in just about every situation with solid stats across the board. It's good in box fights, build fights, and just fights in general. The pump also has a really good spread and can do chip damage from like 3 tiles away. If you don't know what gun to use, the pump is definitely the perfect weapon to run. But if the pump's such a good weapon, why does this video even exist? Why am I still talking? Well, the lever's up next. If you just look at the stats, the lever actually looks even better than the pump. Its damage is better across all rarities, it has 6 ammo instead of 5, and it pulls out so fast you don't even need a condom. But the great god Donald Mustard built each shotgun to be somewhat equal, so the lever has some drawbacks. First off, its reload time is slow. Good god, it's slow. In fact, it's so slow that if you're used to the pump, you'll end up not even reloading mid-fight at all because you switched off the gun too early. Leave a like if you've done that before. So the 6 shots you start the fight with, you basically have to finish it with those. Another drawback of the lever is its spread. Basically, you have to ADS with the lever to get the pump's non-ADS spread, meaning that while the lever technically has the potential to do more damage, half the time the pump's going to be hitting harder. But the lever's not necessarily worse because it does fill a niche. Where this weapon really shines is in quick edit fights. Because the lever pulls out so damn fast, you can grab a wall edit and shoot much faster than you'd be able to with the pump. The lever is perfect for those lightning fast plays, and it still does enough damage with those quick shots to really push your opponents down. Alright, last but not least, it's time for the charge. A lot of people hate this weapon, some people love it. I mean, opinions are just all over the place with this one. But is it objectively good? Well, let's find out. So the reason so many people love or hate this gun is its unique charging mechanic. The longer you hold, the more damage it does. Now I'm not gonna lie, it does feel clunky to me, and having the gun fire when you let go instead of when you press the fire button just feels off. It does also mean that the charge's damage isn't great if you're making fast edits and trying to pull out those quick shots. But I can't deny that this gun hits like a truck. If you charge it up, you'll be dealing devastating damage to anyone stupid enough to give you an angle, and you can even do crazy damage from like 3 to 4 tiles away. I personally feel like this gun is better in team modes like trios, where you can work with your team in box fights and just have somebody like charge up their gun while other people take the wall and edit for them. Also, really quickly, I know that there's like an ongoing debate about whether the charge is like a more skilled weapon than the pump because of its like mechanics and all that, but honestly, I don't know and I don't care. If the gun's in the game, you want to use it, go ahead and use it. If you don't, sure, good for you, but just learn every gun and make your choice. Anyways, the biggest advantage of the charge this season specifically though is that it's a choice weapon. You can only get the charge by crafting, so if you don't want to use one, you really don't have to. With levers and pumps, you can sometimes be forced into one like off spawn or something because you can't find the other, but if you get yourself some nuts every single time, man. If you get yourself some nuts, you can get a charge. Before we move on to rarity stuff, I really want to take a second to point out a super important part of shotguns that the charge doesn't actually have or do as well. Yeah, I worded that sentence kind of badly, but basically you can't use the charge to pressure opponents as good as you can with pumps and levers. An old but still common combo is shotgunning a freshly built wall so that its health drops below 75 and then pickaxing to take it. Pros do this all the time, and it's a great way to quickly break through new builds and put a ton of offensive pressure on someone who's trying to expand or play defensive. And yeah, you can't pull this off as well with the charge because like I said earlier, it's not so great on those quick plays. I just thought this was worth mentioning before we got on into the rarities. And now we're on our rarities. If you had your choice of any gray shotgun, would your pick be the pump, the lever, or the charge? Feel free to comment your picks for each rarity in the comments below, but I'm going to attempt to justify my choices for each one. Starting from the bottom with gray, I'd probably have to say charge, lever, pump. The gray charge can deal surprising damage, and on a gray weapon, you're gonna want some power. The lever just edges out the pump here because the gray pump's damage is just not worth that slower pullout time. For green, I'd say charge, pump, lever. Same reasons for the charge, but from here on out, I feel like the pump's damage is worth that slower time. The lever's damage does start out strong in the gray section, but it doesn't really scale up enough to the point where it's worth picking over the pump. For blue, it's gonna be pump, charge, lever. The blue pump is a beautiful weapon, and I think just about everyone would be happy to have one. If you gave a spaz blue pump stats in arena without telling anyone, I think you could actually go unnoticed for a little while, which is a testament to how good the gun actually is. The charge does lose its top spot here, and honestly, it doesn't get that spot back because the ranking system stays the same for the rest of the rarities. The spaz is, in my opinion, the best shotgun in the game, and I get mad when I see purple charges because that meant somebody decided to craft away their spaz. But yeah, those are my rankings, and keep in mind that I am not objective and that a lot of the time these choices do depend on preference. Some people hate the charge so much they'll never even open the crafting menu this season, whilst other lunatics would take one over a spaz. But that's it for my videos on shotguns this season. If you guys enjoyed the video, please leave a like on it and subscribe to the channel for more content just like this. As always, if you want to support me further, use code JEDI2X in the Fortnite item shop. I'm really close to getting paid, so I'd appreciate it. Thanks guys, and peace.